5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Weekend confirmed.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Hello everyone, welcome to Weekend Confirmed Behind the Scenes for your question of the week. I'm Xav de Matos. This one's coming in from Strembinski on Twitter. He asks, what's the most time you've put into a game? I'm curious as to when they become tedious or pointless. This question, I think, really is changed based on how old you are. I remember when I was younger and I was in school and skipping school, I would end up staying home and playing games all the time, and especially RPGs like Final Fantasy VII when that came out. I remember playing Metal Gear Solid like crazy. I remember putting a lot of time into the Metal Gear Solid demos that came out on the PlayStation Magazine. There was like a Japanese demo, and then a couple months later there was the regular English demo, and I played both of those like an insane amount of time. Metal Gear 2, when that came out, I didn't own a PS2, but I rented one, and I didn't have a memory card, so I ended up playing the entire game and pausing it for days so I can play through it without anything happening. Around, I think, a few hours before the end of that game, the power went out of my house, which really, pissed me off. I still go to therapy for it today. Not really, but whatever. But also, one game that I remember that I spent a lot of time on was Super Mario RPG on the SNES. There was this room in a town where, when you go inside of it, there was this sort of like psychedelic background and an enemy inside. I think he was like a marionette puppet or something, if I'm remembering correctly. And he was like really, really powerful. You didn't have to beat him to beat the game, but it was one of those like hidden things. And I ended up grinding like crazy in order to beat him. I remember grinding like crazy for the ultimate weapons or all of those weapons in Final Fantasy VII. Nowadays it's a little different because I don't have a lot of time to play games. I tend to spend a lot of my time playing games like NHL 11 I'm playing a lot of, doing the seasons sporadically through. I mean, I've been playing my second year of NHL 11 via Pro Mode now, which is like a year after the game actually came out. So I tend to put things down and come back to them if it's a game like a sports game. But, it's based on how old you are and how much stuff you have going on in your life. I would love to play, Deus Ex Human Revolution, all the time. I'm playing it for review right now, but it's one of those games where, I know you could sink like 80, 90 hours into it to get all that stuff done. And it's not that it becomes tedious or pointless. It's just that there's not a lot of time. So I tend to put things down to come back to them. If it's a story game, like one thing that I actually like and people hate about the industry now is that games are like 7-8 hours long. I kind of like that because I can get all that story experience, and it's it's something that I actually enjoy. If a game is too long, it tends to drag out, and then that's when I guess it becomes tedious. But those are some examples of games that I played for long stretches of time. Recent history. The only thing that really comes to mind is Oblivion. I put like 110 hours into that game, and then I accidentally hit my horse with a sword, and then got thrown in jail, and I was like, I think I'm done with this game. So those are some examples. I'm kind of rambling on now, but I think it really comes down to how old you are and how much time you have. And don't forget, if you have any questions or anything, you can send them to Weekend Confirmed. Our Facebook group is facebook.com/weekendconfirmed. Twitter is at Weekend Confirmed without the E on the end. Also visit shacknews.com and join us or follow us on Twitter at shacknews, and me on Twitter at XAV. Thank you.